Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Summer Rae. I was just sitting here on the balcony on my cruise, and I was thinking, hey, I haven't did a video on some of the most important things you should know before travel nursing. So I was sitting here just doing some bullet points on the back of my ticket from this morning from the airport. I flew in from Atlanta to New Orleans. This is where we're leaving out of this wonderful Carnival cruise. So, most important thing to do before travel nursing. Number 1, subscribe to my channel. Number 2, click the bell. And number 3, like, and don't forget to share. Some people, some of the videos I've been watching, I see they saying save up 3 to 6 months. Who the hell saves up 3 to 6 months worth of pay? Nobody. Basically, everybody is living from check to check. So the only thing I can state is get your contract, let your manager know, hey, I want to go PRN, number 1. Or number 2, if you can't go PRN, put in your 2-week notice and tell them that you want to work up until the day you leave. Most managers will be cool with that because number 1, they need us. Number 2, you don't want to be broke when you go to your new assignment. So keep on working up until the day of. I usually go to California. So I would actually drive to California. Some people can, you can use U-Ship to ship your car. I've used that a couple times when it was like $800 to $1,000 to ship your car. I would fill it with all my most important worldly possessions, and then I would have it shipped. If not, I would do 3 12-hour shifts to California where I would stop at a Quality Inn or something like in Albuquerque. It's a little spot in Texas that I usually frequent. So it's 30 hours from Atlanta to the Southern California area. San Jose is 36. So either I would do 2 15-hour shifts or 3 12-hour shifts, depending on what part of California I'm going. But primarily, I want you to know you don't have to save up 3 to 6 months before you become a travel nurse. Number 1. Number 2, make sure you look at my places to stay so that way you can find somewhere to stay before you get there. Primarily, 2 of the places I look for a lot of times for somewhere to stay is Furnished Finders or Airbnb. Do not pay for 3 months up front. You can do weekly or bi-weekly. I suggest weekly because number 1, you don't want to get there and you don't like the place and you've already paid for a month. Number 2, you can always get a hotel in the event that you don't like the place and then find you another place while you're there. But do not lock yourself into a 3-month lease. I promise you, you will regret it. Travel nursing, let's see, I'm trying to read my handwriting. Travel nursing have something lined up at all times. Oh, okay. So your contract is not really a contract saying, hey, you're guaranteed to work here for the next 3 months. Always be registered with about 20 different companies. I actually got a list in my Etsy link, Travel Nursing 101 Tips and Tricks, of all the major companies that I'm registered with. You can also be registered with the smaller companies that are under the big company umbrellas, but make sure you are registered with somebody else at all time with your credentials up to date, so that way in the event you get canceled on a contract, you have something already lined up and ready to go. You don't have to send in your credentials. You don't have to wait for them to approve at the credentialing department. Get it ready and waiting. The reason why I say that, I've been a travel nurse since 2017, and I've only completed 1 contract. You may get to the contract, the manager's rude to you. You may get to the contract, they don't like you for whatever reason, and they tell the recruiter, hey, we don't want her anymore. But that happens. You're not guaranteed a contract. If you've completed a contract, you're like basically a saint. You follow the rules, you keep your head down, and you do every single thing they say. Don't put your license in jeopardy. If you see something, I come from a trauma hospital, Grady, in Atlanta, Georgia. I was there for 10 years. So there are some things that I learned as a nurse that I know for a fact we should not be doing at other places when I go there. So if I see them doing the wrong way and I say, hey, I can show you another way to do that. Or I make it very humbling so that way they don't think that I think that I'm all that, or I think that I know what I'm talking about. I just say, oh, we actually did it like this at my old hospital, and try not to bring your old hospital back up too much in their face, because then they're like, why aren't you at your old hospital? But working at a trauma, the number one trauma hospital in the South, I guess you learn a lot of stuff. And 6, 7, 8 patients sometimes at a time. I run circles around nurses at other hospitals where they only have 4 or 5 patients at a time. So just try and be mindful that some places don't know as much as you do. So, this could be a learning experience. Let me share with you. Don't let me tell you how we do it at our old hospital. It's the way you say your words, and it's in the tone in which you utilize. Sorry about that. They had an announcement. My next one is, do not call off ever if you're at a contract. The reason I say that is because you want to be dependable as much as possible. If you have a bad time of the month where your menstruation just kills you, you might need to pre-medicate with some Midol, some Tylenol, some ibuprofen prior to your menstruation coming on, and be prepared to go to work. They're dependent on you. That's why they're paying you all this money, so that way you can show up every time. Always pick up extra days. You got 3 days that you're working on the schedule, pick up an extra 2 days. What else are you doing? Other than that, you don't need more than 2 days off a week. You came there to make money, not travels and vacation. But on your 2 days off, you do want to explore where you are. During COVID, it was kind of hard for travel nurses because primarily you can't go anywhere. So during COVID times, like I think I was in San Jose in the thick of things. I had kind of pretty much been there maybe 4 months prior to this starting, the COVID starting up, but I was able to explore the city a little bit, so I kind of knew a little bit about it, but at the same time, I didn't want to stay there that long after COVID hit, and I wasn't able to explore it anymore. So don't forget, do not call out unless you're dying. Next up, get your Roth IRA with a fixed index annuity. I have the information for Kevin Thomas. He can actually help set that up for you. His information is on my Etsy link. Do not pay into a 401k. 20 years from now, when you get ready to pull your 401k, or 30 years, guess what? They're going to tax it at what the tax rate is then, not the tax rate what it is now. Roth IRAs, fixed index annuity, uses taxed money. So when you get ready to pull your money from a Roth IRA fixed index annuity, guess what? You're just going to be pulling what's in there. It's not going to get taxed because it's already been taxed 20 years ago. So get your money taxed now, straight out of your check, and then invest it in a Roth IRA with a fixed index annuity. So that way you don't have to worry about the tax in the future. 401k is a setup. Oh, well, they match at 4%. What's 4%? You're getting sometimes 5 to 17% back on a Roth IRA with a fixed index annuity. Weekend to travel destinations. Also, use your days off, your 2 days off, to go on travel destinations, explore the city, etc., etc. Let's see. Not all the time, but you can sometimes ask your recruiter to get guaranteed pay. So basically, guaranteed pay means when the hospital flexes you or call off and say, hey, our census isn't that high, we don't need you today, you're still going to get paid by your travel company. Now, the caveat to that is you're guaranteed 36 hours worth of pay. Unfortunately, there's a downside. If you call off, guess what? They're going to subtract. So I experienced that with travel nursing across America. If you want to have that, that's a great company that utilize that and give you the guarantee pay. But if you do know you're the type of person that may call off, just know that they're going to subtract the amount of money that they're giving you for that stipend. Usually a stipend can run about $1,200 a week. That's for meals and incidentals. I have more information on that on my Etsy link, Travel Nursing 101, tips and tricks. Have fun on your days off. Don't forget about duplicated expenses. As far as that goes, you're paying rent wherever you go, and of course, don't forget you're paying your mortgage or your rent back home. I suggest you get a storage unit, or move all your stuff into your mama house or your grandmama house, and then go live your best life. If you don't have those options, the only thing I can say is be prepared for the double expenses. Start renting rooms out to other people. If you have a house like myself, 4 bedrooms, rent out 2 of the bedrooms. You know travel nurses. You're going to start being on travel nursing websites and Facebook pages and stuff. So make sure you let them know, hey, I got a room for rent for a travel nurse if you want to come to Atlanta, Georgia. $500, excuse me. But just a little information on things that you should get. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell, share. Summer Ray 09, and I'm out. Up with your girl.